got
Hey,
this
everybody,
live
we're
too, don't
professional.
You got this live too, don't you?
Yes.
Of course.
It is. Well, of course, it doesn't want to show up now. We're professionals. There we go. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to go change that.
Hold on, guys, real quick. We're gonna change this up because Tafari here.
Don't blame me.
You're the one on the laptop.
You're the one. You're just as liable.
No. Who's sitting in front of the keyboard? Night Rider's about to get messed up. Anyway.
Bo did. Night Rider ain't about to do nothing.
Alright, guys.
Alright, there we go.
Now we got this. Alright.
Professionals, everybody.
Don't be doing all that. We just started.
I had a long day. Leave me alone.
Yeah. If you watched us earlier, not watched us, but watched Tafari over here earlier, you would have seen him die for 2 hours.
I wasn't even talking about that, but yeah, that was rough too.
Would have watched him die for 2 hours on God of War.
Yeah,
but hey, we do not edit. Even when you see it on YouTube, it's not going to be edited. You're going to see every beat down, every screw up.
Yeah. Editing's too much work. Anyway.
Okay. It was the last 2 hour Smackdown. Next week we go to 3 hours.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Still have one more 2 hour Monday Night Raw before they go back.
They go back to 3 hours.
On Netflix.
Yep. So, This is our last 2 hour Smackdown. Started the show off with Nick Aldis coming on the screen and saying that Kevin Owens had until the end of the night to turn over the title or there would be severe consequences.
And don't you love... Okay, I know this is not really important, but it always peeves me. What the fuck is a severe consequence? Like, I know it's intentionally vague, but also, like, why don't you just say, your ass is gonna be fucking fired? Like, I feel like that's much more of a, incentive than, oh, there will be severe and immediate consequences. Like, that's just, anyway. I know it doesn't matter, but it's just a thing for me.
I mean, I guess fair enough.
Anyway.
But of course, that's how we started.
Yeah.
Then we went to the women's tag team champions, whatever. Naomi and Bianca.
Yeah, and then
with
Bailey joined them. Yeah.
For 3 versus 3. That turned into a whole ordeal because you had Tiffany came down there first and got in the ring, if I remember correctly. And then Nia and Candice came down there separate from Tiffany.
Yeah. And they were talking smack,
being like, well, let's see. You keep blaming everybody else, but maybe it was you.
Yeah. And there have been some rumors that was, that's actually true. It was either her, Naomi, or both of them. And that Jade is going to come back and try and, obviously be pissed off at them and become a heel in the process, which I feel like wouldn't make sense. Like, if she was the one who was attacked, she should be, but obviously it doesn't matter because WWE storylines always make perfect and logical sense. But
and then
Tiffany got screwed.
Oh! Let's just say that irritated me. It was one of those moments I was screaming at the television because Nia was laying there in the middle of that ring, or not the middle, but corner, whatever, laying there, completely unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany looked at her briefcase, looked back at Nia, looked back at the briefcase, and grabbed the briefcase and got up on the, ready to turn it over, got up on the apron, and Candice jumps in and grabs it no!
Yep.
And what did Tiffy say?
I
want to
be
a champion.
Yeah.
Because those two keep telling her, you're not good enough to be a champion. She has a briefcase.
And like I've said, because I know we were talking about it a bit before with the rumors that, well, I don't even know if there's rumors or just your fan theory, but that Charlotte was going to come back, beat Nia, and tell Tiffany...
It was me wanting...
Yeah, tell Tiffany, here, take it, which I don't see that happening in a million years.
Because that's something we're going to bring up here in a little bit.
But what I personally would want to see is Tiffany technically has until like September to cash in the Money in the Bank contract, and they keep
sure. We'll have to look that up.
I'm pretty sure that's when Money in the Bank is. It's somewhere in September. It's at least a good, 5-6 months away, at the very least. But anyway, so what I personally would love to see...
how long she got, so...
What I'd personally love to see is over the next... Excuse me. Professionals. But over the next, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, however long, Tiffany goes out there, trains, goes up against other superstars, gradually gets better and better.
Money in the Bank.
And then eventually she goes out, she cashes in on Nia, and just beats her straight up. No cheap shots, no getting her while she's down, just straight up beats her. Because here's the thing. We all, I don't know if I'm not going to say we all want Tiffany to be champion, but they keep teasing it, that she's going to cash in, that she's going to win the title, blah, 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 blah. Here's the thing. If she does cash in on Nia's obviously going to get a rematch. Maybe not immediately, but Nia's going...
WWE's Money in the Bank for this year.
They might not have announced it yet. But, Nia's obviously going to get a rematch at some point. And if Tiffany wins the title by pinning Nia Jax when she's down on the ground already laid out, then she's just not going to beat her. She's going to lose the title. Or if she does retain it against Nia, it's going to be through some cheap bullshit tactics, and she'd just be another Nia Jax. So, there's not really a point.
Like I've said before, I truly think they're heading down the path of making Tiffy a face.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that.
And I don't think she's going to resort to cheating tactics to keep the belt.
Ugh. Garbage.
Okay. I don't think she's going to resort to cheating tactics to keep the belt. Okay? But, all that aside, with all that happening, Naomi wound up pinning Candice.
I thought you pinned Nia. I don't know.
No, because Nia got...
Oh, knocked out, right.
Nia was knocked out. She got up right after everything had happened.
Mm-hmm.
Candice tagged in, and Naomi, instantly just,
Yeah, pinned her, and now she has a, match against Nia for the women's championship
next week, which we'll get to because they hadn't technically announced it yet on Smackdown. It was a little bit later. But anyway, there was something I want to bring up that some people have been talking about. Some of the people I watch on YouTubes and podcasts and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Did she flat out said it? I want to be champion.
Mm-hmm.
What is that going to cost her?
Oh, she's obviously not going to be... Like I said, I feel
you see where I'm going with this.
Oh, yeah. Next week, if... I honestly wouldn't be surprised if not Naomi, Nia and Candice just jump her backstage. Or, tell her to piss off or something.
Well, they basically have done that anyway.
Yeah, completely cut all ties, get rid of her, send her out on her own. And I think that's what she needs. Because that's the thing. She's just been a freaking second fiddle plaything for Nia Jax to keep her title this entire time. So she hasn't had the chance to go off on her own and actually be in matches. She's been maybe one match a month at best.
Otherwise, she's just a backside piece.
Yeah. I feel like if she does get cut from Nia, which should be done anyway, it'll help her. She'll, like I said, I would love to see her go out on her own, start beating other competitors, working her way up the line, and then eventually beating Nia fair and square, no bullshit, no cashing in after she's already beaten up or cheap shotting or anything like that. Just one-on-one beats Nia.
Now, on that note, since you brought it up, and you've kind of been bringing it up, I'm going to bring up twice. I'd have to look up. I know it happened once. And I think it was John Cena, if I remember correctly, called his shot. Like, I'm cashing in my Money in the Bank on this match at this time. And he lost it. I think it's been done twice they've called their match. And I think both times they've lost their match. If I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's been called twice, and both of them have failed.
What do you think? You think she's gonna do that?
I would love to see Tiffy take it 100% legit, for real, whether it's calling her shot or just knocking the shit out of Nia Jax in some kind of match, whatever. She gets a match with Nia. Nia calls for a match like next week for the following week, whatever. And, you know, Tiffy's got her down on the ground. It's not even a title match.
And then she just
And
cashes
she just like cashes in that briefcase and pins her. You know, I would love to see that. But I don't think calling her shot is the right method. I would love to see her beat her fair.
Yeah, no, calling the shot is just stupid.
But here's the thing. How much, if any of that goes fair,
cost her to even fucking do it?
How much of that is Candice going to interfere? 100%. How much is Candice going to interfere in that?
Oh,
Tiffany's going to have to get somebody to back her.
Oh, definitely.
And then again, who is that going to be? That's why I said it'd be great to have Charlotte, because we know Charlotte's coming back.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't think... Because here's the thing. Charlotte isn't going to play second fiddle to anybody.
That is true. Tiffany would still only be second fiddle.
Yeah, like Charlotte's going to come back. I think we said probably at the Royal Rumble. Probably in the Royal Rumble match.
There's talk of Monday the 6th, but...
Either way, she's gonna... Whether she comes back on Monday or at the Royal Rumble, she's probably gonna end up in the Royal Rumble match. And I wouldn't be surprised if they had her win it.
We will talk about that.
What do you want? Come on, then. You can hop. You can hop. Come on. There you go. Good boy.
Anyway. Other thing they announced, Elimination Chamber for March 1st. They announced the next Saturday Night Main Event, which is for January 25th.
Was a good boy.
So we do have that to look forward to before the Rumble and everything too. So that could be a big day that
a bunch of
some storylines are
changing,
unfolding, and
then again, the last one literally nothing changed. So who knows?
Oh yeah, and that's another thing too. I understand what happened at Saturday Night's Main Event. But how many times do we need to rehash freaking story?
I mean, it's been every week on... I'm pretty sure on Monday and Smackdown. Like, they've just kept showing us what Kevin did to Cody Rhodes. Like, we get it. We remember.
Yep. Exactly.
You don't have to show us 50 billion times. But anyway.
And then we went backstage to Nick Aldis' office, talking to Sami Zayn. And then who interrupts but Carmelo with a Christmas card.
Of his victory over Braun Strowman. Because I guess he just wants to eat his own foot or something. I don't know. But yeah, he, Sammy's back there talking about how he wants a match with the Bloodline. You know, he's usually on Raw,
Yeah, he's usually on.
He's usually on Raw, and the Bloodline is usually on
No.
SmackDown, but they came to Raw and attacked him, so he's just getting his fare or whatever the hell. Then Carmelo comes in, starts yapping his jap, and Sammy says, usually when two people are talking, you wait your turn. Carmelo yaps some more, and eventually Sammy's like, you know what? Screw the Bloodline. Give me a match with this Dingeldorf. And Nick Aldis says, sure, bet.
Sounds like an idea.
Yeah. And then it's official.
And then you had Braun Strowman versus Austin Theory. And Grayson Waller outside the ring with his usual BS.
Yeah, I really don't know what either of their plan was.
Why do people want to poke the bear? Or poke the monster?
Because they think they're, I don't know. They're stupid.
They want to poke the monster.
They're stupid. That's really the only conclusion I can come to.
That's like me or you going up to Godzilla and going, "Hey, I bet you can't eat me."
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, they're idiots.
That'd be you, alright.
But yeah. I mean, you know what? I'll give him some credit. Was it Austin Fury? I can't even remember his stupid name.
which one?
The one that was fighting him.
Theory.
Yeah, Austin Fury. You know what? I'll give him some credit. He did manage to lift Braun Strowman up off his feet. It didn't go anywhere, but he did that.
You know what I always love is the look that they get when they do like the clotheslines or the hit him in the face or the drop kicks or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And he just stands there like.
I remember Austin Fury ran up, drop kicked him. Like, full force.
And all he did was.
Yeah, he stumbled back a bit, and then he, goes off the ropes and drop kicks Fury out of the ring. Beautiful. And then, obviously, Braun Strowman wins. No contest, really.
Well, actually, you had he did the Strowman Express.
Yeah.
Waller gets out of the way, lets Theory get hit, and then he takes off.
Oh, yeah, because he's a little bitch.
But he came back after, of course, Strowman had done.
Yeah, to help his buddy out.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Always wanting to help a friend.
But he won't bite the bullet for him.
He never has.
No.
There was the whole talk a month or 2, 3 ago, whatever it was, when DIY was like, he's just
Using you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're still there, so, it is what it is.
I guess that storyline kind of just faded into
Nothingness,
the obscurity that.
Because neither of
Right.
them, neither of them are good enough to be on their own, so they just have to be jackasses together.
And then we had the KO in the parking lot
Ugh.
to where I'm the rightful champ and everybody knows it and blah, blah, blah. And you want consequences, fine. I'll be in the middle of the ring. Come alone.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired of his bullshit. I really am.
I mean, like you said before, whether he is the champ or not, this is not the path to go down.
It's really not.
It's not the path.
Nope.
It's real dumb. Then again, he's never been the brightest tool in the shed, so.
I mean, he's a great fighter. KO, the never give up,
Never stop fighting, yeah.
never stop fighting, all that. 100% his persona. Thing is, sometimes I don't know if that fight instinct needs to shut off so his brain can actually engage in what's going on.
That's
Yep, exactly.
true. I don't think he does that a lot.
No.
I don't know if he knows how to do that, actually, now that I think about it. But anyway. Yeah.
But no, my favorite match was when the Bloodline came out and beat up Sammy.
We ain't that far. You had the the Chelsea Green Championship, United States Championship ceremony or
Celebration.
yeah, it was a whole big thing. She comes out dressed as Statue of Liberty. She quotes John F. Kennedy. She's like this whole great speech of how she is the strongest
The
Intercontinental champion, or it's Intercontinental, right?
No, U.S.
U.S.
That's why
how she's the strongest U.S. champion. How she's the fastest U.S. champion.
She's
the youngest. She's the longest reigning.
She says she's the youngest, the oldest, the longest reigning, the most sexy, the glamouriest, or whatever the fuck. A bunch of bullshit, basically, and then
she goes, "I'd like to thank the one person." Which I'm hoping this is the term because, like I said before, Piper's one of them that doesn't need Chelsea. Chelsea needs Piper.
Yeah.
Piper can do so much better without anybody. And the whole, I'd like to thank the one person who got me through all this.
Who I couldn't have done it without
myself. Yeah, I was like, really?
But then, thankfully, what's her name?
Michin
comes out with her kendo stick and says, you know what? If it wasn't for your little friend in that ring, you wouldn't be champion. So I'm going to introduce you to my little friend.
And then she bought the kendo stick and started attacking. She attacked Piper. Chelsea darts like she normally does.
Yeah. And then they just run out together and...
Because Chelsea's always there to help a friend.
Yeah, just... I hate her so much. I can't even say I hate her. I'm tired of her. Like, she's been champion for 2 weeks, I think. Somewhere around there. And hasn't done anything. Except...
She is the longest reigning. Leave her alone.
She's the only reigning.
She's the longest reigning.
Yeah, anyway.
Now we're just splitting hairs, okay? I'm not a Chelsea Green fan by no stretch of the imagination. You guys both know that. Then we have one of the most confusing... And it took a little bit for the whole story to go down the whole little rabbit hole. So we're going to take this piece by piece by piece by piece. Nick Aldis was backstage.
Mm.
There was DIY and the Street Profits. Pretty Deadly shows up and says they saw who attacked the Street Profits a couple weeks back. Okay, fine. Who was it? Oh, it was Los Garza. Angel Garza and Humberto.
And then the Street Profits immediately
go and jump them, which people are complaining that Nick shouldn't have gone out. Well, actually, it wasn't people. It was Wade Barrett out there. These guys haven't warmed up. These guys are cold. That... It's like, come on.
They're wrestlers. You think DIY was expecting a match? You think they were expecting to get jumped backstage last week? No. But it happened anyway. Deal with it.
So, Nick, being the excellent GM that I think he is like, no, not doing this back here. I've got too much going on tonight. Go out in the ring.
Yeah. Deal with it out there. And then...
So, like I said, to Nick Aldis... Always.
Infinitely better than whoever the other guy is.
Adam Pearce.
Yeah, Adam Pearce. I can't even be bothered remembering his name. That's how bad he is.
But, so then they go out there, fight them. Lopez interferes.
Mm-hmm.
BFAB interferes and then costs.
Well, I don't think she cost them the match.
No. BFAB didn't. But the whole thing.
The
interference.
Yeah, the Street Profits ended up winning.
Yeah, the Street Profits end up winning. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is the whole interference, blah blah blah.
Yeah, they BFAB got her justice, kicked the shit out of her.
So then we had I don't know where the direction was. I mean, I know where the direction was coming from, but I don't know why we just had this like quick clip of like Andrade saying that he was going to take out Shinsuke. And
oh yeah,
it was just like, it was really really random to me just to have it like a flash on the screen rather than like him come down there and make some kind of big thing about it. And there was no there was no build up, there was no lead in. It just kind of
boop, and then was gone.
Yeah, it was really random. Like, I understand because he's costing, he's been getting his nose involved in, like, the LA Knight thing. I understand all that.
It was just...
But it was really random just to have, like, him not come down to the ring, address it. It was on the Titantron. And
I think that's really just because they have the 2-hour crunch. Like, when they go back to 3 hours, like, if this would have been a 3-hour show, it probably would have been...
But you understand what I'm saying. It was just really, like, it felt off to me.
I agree.
It felt weird.
I agree. Like I said, I think that's just a time constraint thing. Like, they probably wanted to have it be, like, him come out to the ring and do it, and maybe Shinsuke comes out there and does whatever. They probably just didn't have time for it. Like, like I said, I feel like once they go back to 3 hours... Because I remember the problem was that the reason they went down to 2 hours is because they just had a bunch of filler content. But now that they've been crunched down to 2 hours and they're going back to 3, I feel like they're going to be able to fill it with more.
That's something we're going to get into, too. Then you had the announcement, what you were saying earlier. We're going to get into the Nia versus Naomi for the title. Oh, yeah. Which... we know there's going to be interference in it.
She's not going to win.
Candice was going to have her little say-so in it. Yeah. Tiffy might even have a little controversy all mixed up in there somewhere.
Well, here's the thing about that is Naomi's not going to be on her own. I mean, she has not Jade. Is it Jade?
No.
Bianca. Yeah, I was going to say it. Bianca. And also maybe Bailey, but...
But I'm just saying.
Oh yeah,
Tiffy's a wild card.
Yeah.
Let me just say Tiffy is a wild card right now. Yeah. If they kick her out, which pretty well think they're going to do, she's going to be a wild card regardless.
Yeah.
But kicking her out is only going to make her a bigger wild card.
Yeah.
Because the whole saying, "Keep your friends close and your enemies closer."
Yeah. The enemy of my enemy is my friend type thing. Yeah.
So, I mean, they could easily play into... I'm not saying Naomi doesn't want to be champion. Don't get me wrong. But they could easily... Like, since they want to dethrone Naomi... Or not Naomi, but Nia. Mm-hmm. I could easily see them, maybe Nia winning the match. And maybe have done something for her to... kind of be out of it, and then making sure Tiffy has, like, holding Candice back so Tiffy can cash in type stuff, or fighting Candice at the last minute or so. Basically keeping Candice...
Yeah, like I said, I personally don't think that they're gonna... If she cashes in, it's not gonna be on... Unless it's... Well, no, they're not even on Monday Night Raw, but... Unless it's on a pay-per-view, I don't think she's going to cash in. They might tease it again, just like they did this week, but I don't...
Oh, I was so mad.
I don't think she's going to cash in unless it's at a pay-per-view.
Exactly.
Because they, I'm sure it's been it's been done before where they cash in on a Monday or a Friday, whatever, but...
They have.
For the most part, it's usually at...
A big event.
Yeah, a big event. Whether it's the Rumble or whatever. WrestleMania. Something.
And then we had the confusing part.
You had to go back and
Yeah, I had to go back and re-watch this. And slowly piece it all back together for our notes and stuff. So, okay. Pretty Deadly is back talking to DIY. And they got back to... They're like, what do you guys want? What are you guys trying to achieve? Basically saying, we know we attacked them, so why are you saying that somebody else did?
Yeah, and then
they're like, you scratch our back, we'll scratch your back.
Yeah, and then the DIY goes, I'm not going to scratch any of your backs, but... you look out for us, we'll look out for you type thing. Then they walk away. And then Street Profits come up and, say, hey, thanks for looking out for us, yada, yada. And Pretty Deadly's like, you know what? Yeah, no worry. Don't ever mention it. Like, ever. Never. And then they walk away.
And then Motor City Machine Guns show up.
Yeah, because the the Street Profits were talking about getting back in line for their title match, and Motor City blah 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 blah.
Machine Guns.
Motor City. Yeah, I said it right. Motor City Machine Guns comes up and is like, I don't know what y'all talking about. If anyone's getting a rematch, it's gonna be us. Y'all have to get to the back of the line. They start beefing, and then Apollo comes up and he's like, yeah, y'all being played. It wasn't guacamole pants, whatever the hell.
It wasn't Los
Guerreros.
It was DIY.
Yeah, DIY. I know how to say
they're like,
names.
how do you know? And they're like, I saw it. And he never brought it up that he had seen it, nothing. So, yeah, that was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Then you had the Sammy Carmelo match. That was the last match of the night.
Mm-hmm.
That was a pretty decent match. Like,
it was a pretty good match until Carmelo Hayes decided to be a little bitch and run away.
And then Strowman's music hits.
And his eyes go wide like he'd seen a ghost, and then he
takes off running.
Yeah. And then the Bloodline comes out. They jump Sami Zayn. And then Braun Strowman comes back out, carrying Carmelo Hayes over his shoulder, going to drop his ass in the ring. And then, of course, Braun Strowman sees the Bloodline, runs in there. Apparently, he has beef with them. Like I said, I wasn't watching WWE during Roman's whole reign, so I don't know about all that. But apparently, he has beef with them. He goes in, takes out Tommaso, takes out, my brain's not working. Solo. I knew that name. My brain just fried.
And
takes out Solo.
Then the moment that everybody wants to see as a match.
Yes. Braun Strowman versus the werewolf frickin'
Jacob Fatu.
And then, of course, the other two come back in and jump him and blah, blah, blah. And it just devolves into them beating him up. Because that's what always happens.
Then it goes to the Nick and Kevin Owens in the ring. Mm-hmm. Actually, Kevin Owens kind of interrupted the whole beatdown thing. Nick Aldis came down there, tried to pull everybody away so we could get the ring clear for Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens shows up and...
Yeah, the Bloodline pisses off.
So that became a whole big mess of ordeal. He told Kevin Owens basically what the ultimatum was, because Kevin's like, I'm not giving the title. It's mine.
Mm-hmm.
I should be champion. His whole spiel all over again.
And Nick says...
And Nick's like, go ahead.
Give me the title or you'll never wrestle, you'll never step foot in a WWE ring ever again. And then I'm pretty sure Kevin Owens tries to say something else. And then Cody Rhodes comes out.
And Nick is begging him with his injuries, whatever, to please go backstage and let him handle this.
And Cody obviously says, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Walks out to the ring. Basically calls Kevin out on his bullshit. Like, you're so mad that I teamed with Roman, who tried to end your livelihood, dozens of times over. But what have you been doing to me these past few weeks? Yada, yada. And then he steps up into the ring and says... Kevin tries to spout no more nonsense, and Cody basically tells him to shut the hell up. Actually, I think he does just say shut the hell up.
Yeah, he does say shut the hell up.
And then gets into the ring and basically says, you want a shot at the title? Okay.
I don't want the referees screwing me. And Cody's like, so the referees aren't going to screw you. Fine. I don't want the referees interfering in what I'm going to do to you.
Yeah. And then he says, take the title on his shoulder, take the title on my shoulder, hang him up above the ring. Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens ladder match. And then Nick Aldis says, at Royal Rumble, Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens for the World Heavyweight.
And then KO goes to walk away and pushes Nick into Cody and then starts attacking Cody.
Yeah.
Which...
Yeah, after Cody doesn't just, Kevin says... I'll see you there. Tries to shake his hand, and Cody just glares at him, and then
which I I gotta give Cody his props with that.
No. 100%.
Dude, you've attacked me like how many times now? And we're gonna go, here, buddy, shake my hand. No, screw you.
That's not happening.
Okay. So yeah, that's how the night ended that we saw. Now there's some stuff out there that I'm gonna kind of just run through kind of quick because I know you guys didn't see it. I was gonna try to get you guys to watch it. It was only like 22 minutes or whatever. But after the show, Cody stands up and he's kind of rubbing the back of his head, and he's like, "Guys, we're off the air. My mama is from here, blah blah blah. So I just want you guys all to know, at Royal Rumble, I'm gonna kick the shit out of Kevin Owens."
Fair Fox.
And he walked kind of out of the ring. Then they had the whole two dark matches and some other kind of stuff that kind of happened after those. But you had Pure Fusion Collective come out there and face, and it was Sonya and Zoe of them. Shayna was just standing ringside. But you had Bianca come down with Dakota Kai. Bianca wound up pinning Sonya Deville during all that. Mm-hmm. Then you had the one that was really confusing to me. You had Jay come down versus Gable. Gable wound up winning, or Jay wound up winning. And then the blood... I don't know. Like I said, it was just a dark match. Sometimes they just kind of...
throw shit at there. Yeah. Fair enough, I guess.
The Bloodline shows back up and attacks Jay.
Of course they do.
Okay? And then...
Okay. Hang on.
Go ahead.
You're going to say Braun Strowman comes out great. What I want to know, where the fuck is Roman Reigns during all of this? You know, he's like, I want to protect my bloodline, blah, 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 I want to be head of the table. Why the fuck aren't you out here protecting your friends, your family, your bloodline? You're just going to sit back and watch them get their asses beat every single fucking week on your behalf? You piece of shit. Jesus. Like, fuck.
I'm slowly starting to agree with that. Like, I'm...
Once again, I think after January 6th, everyone all of them, both sides, Jimmy J, Sammy, Tama, Tonga, and whatever fucking Werewolf McGee, whatever the fuck his name is, all just say, fuck you guys are ass, and leave. Say, fuck it with the bloodlines, they're stupid anyway. You guys are just assholes taking advantage of us so you can become champions. And this fucking Solo hasn't even done that. Has he had a title the whole time? I know they had the tag team titles for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think Solo's had the title at all.
Like, you're just shit. Shit at your job, shit at everything. You say you run, Smackdown or whatever. You're not running shit. You're just attacking people because you have the numbers advantage. That's it. You're not even doing the same shit Roman was doing. You're not champion for 3 years or whatever. Not that Roman was, anything to look up to or aspire to be, but still. Fuck. You both suck.
You had the Bloodline come down there. Braun Strowman and Sami Zayn show up to help Jay. Sami addresses Solo, a.k.a. the whole Bloodline, and says, your days are numbered. The OTC, Roman Reigns, is going to take you down January 6th. Then, this is the really cool part. Me and you cannot do this. We're not this cool. But they did the whole, Sammy and Jay did the whole, Uso handshake thing that they...
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
We're not even going to try to do it.
And then they were trying to teach it to Braun. And Braun was like... It was really good. You guys have to watch it. I'll have to show them later. But it was the funniest thing. He's like... he wasn't having no part of it.
That's beautiful. I love that.
And then, they announced that Bray Wyatt's wife, JoJo, and kids were in attendance.
Mm-hmm.
So Braun went down, got his son, which I don't... Noah, that's what his son's name was.
Oh, Braun did?
Went down and grabbed Bray's son.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes... takes his son to the ring and tells the crowd, "This is my godson, Nash." Nash, that's what it was, Nash. Says I've had a rough road and injuries, lost 2 of my best friends in 4 years. What keeps me going is these kids and you guys. So it was really kind of cool to get that kind of like moment for him.
Cool. I like that. That's cool.
You know, because as far as I know, Braun is dating Raquel. At least, I'm not sure if it's still. I know he was for a while.
Raquel, as in...
Rodriguez, whatever, the one helping Liv.
Oh, okay.
They've been dating for a while. I don't know if they still are.
Okay.
But neither one of them, I don't think, have kids. That they do, I haven't heard anything.
Fairfax?
So...
But yeah, because he was originally part of the Wyatts.
Yeah, he was originally part of the Wyatts.
He was
Luke Harper, Brody Lee. Brody Lee is Luke Harper. You look confused.
Oh, okay. I was going to say...
Brody Lee is his real name.
Okay, because I remember it was Luke Harper,
Eric Rowan.
Yeah, Eric Rowan. That's it.
Bray Wyatt.
And Braun Strowman.
Well, actually, the 3 were the original.
Yeah, and then Braun Strowman, when they were facing off against the Shield, I remember that. That was so fucking cool. I wasn't a fan of Strowman back then, because the Wyatts were the heels at that point, but it was so... I just remember Roman coming up to him with a steel chair, smacking him, and Braun just puts his arm up. That's it. He doesn't do anything, he just puts his arm up. And Roman just looks up like, oh, fuck.
And the thing is, I love how Strowman still has those moments to where, like, when Carmelo was facing him, not last week, but the week before, when the surprise thing, Carmelo's doing everything in his power, and you can just see the pure, like,
yeah, like when he jumps off, like he jumps up off the rope to, like fly into Strowman and bounces off, does a full 360 and just lands on his ass like, oh, fuck.
I just hit a wall.
No, pretty much.
Did anybody get the number of that bus?
I remember another back, probably several years ago at this point, but he was in it might have been the Money in the Bank or the Royal Rumble. I just remember there was a lot of ladders, and he was chasing someone outside of the ring, and they run under the ladder on the other side, and they're laughing at him, and he just looks at them, looks down at the ladder, and snaps the ladder in half.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
And then, where am I at? Sorry, I had a lot of, this is a whole big thing that happened. Lost my best friend for 4 years. Then he said he wishes the WWE Universe and Bray's family and friends many blessings and best wishes in 2025. And Jay's like, whoa, hold on. Luke Harper's wife and kids are in the house. Jay tells them to hop the gate. Sammy goes over, helps him over the ring, helps him into the ring, and then Jay's like, "This is the real Wyatt family, right? Or this is the real Wyatt family right here, guys. This is the true bloodline." And it was really kind of cool.
That's pretty. I like that.
Acknowledging them, and then another cool part, by that time you had what's his name, Nash. You had Luke Harper, Brody Lee's 2 kids in the ring. So you had 3 kids in the ring, and they're all started doing the yeet. So then all of them are yeeting in the middle of the ring to close out like the night. So
that's really cool. I like that.
It was really, really cool just to kind of them to end it that way.
I like that a lot. That's really nice.
I wish we could have got to see that. That would have been kind of cool.
Yeah.
But like I said, it is available online. Go ahead and look it up. Like I said, I wanted to show these guys. Didn't get the chance. Now back up to the top of my list. We're going to go through a little bit of the rumors and some reports that I have seen. Now, we don't watch AEW. We don't watch TNA. TNA, we can't even get, I don't think. Not that I mean, I want to watch it because there is some stuff coming down that we're going to talk about. But ESPN Pro Wrestling Awards came in. And me and you will probably agree. I think Knight Rider might agree here. Pro Wrestler of the Year was Gunther.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, we have said several times. We have said several times he might be a heel, but as a wrestler, he's fantastic. Phenomenal. And I will always support Gunther for being a great wrestler.
Yeah, he's great at what he does.
You know, and we've said before that really wish that not even a full super face.
Yeah, we don't even need like a baby face, just like not Giant Dickhead McGee.
Giant Dickhead McGee. Women's Wrestler of the Year was Roxana Perez and Toni Storm, which again, I do believe they are AEW.
Fair enough.
Fraxium, which I think I believe is NXT. I might be wrong. Breakthrough Artist with Swerve Strickland, which again is AEW. Now, I'm going to agree with this. I might not agree with stuff he has said, but I do agree with the promos. Best promos were Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think he's had some of the best promos.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I might not agree with everything he has said in them, but he has drawn up the heat.
Oh, yeah, he's really good at drawing a lot of attention to himself.
Yeah. Best match, again, AEW. Brian, I want to say Daniel Bryan, because that's who he is in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
But Bryan Danielson versus Will Ospreay.
I didn't know. Is Daniel Bryan wrestling still?
Yeah. He is in AEW.
I had no idea. I thought he was retired.
He did and then came back. He was one of those that had the neck injury.
Yeah. I know he came back in WWE. I just didn't know he was wrestling elsewhere now.
Yeah. Best pay-per-view of the year was WrestleMania 40.
Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense.
I mean, AEW. If you're an AEW fan watching this, I apologize, but they're a sinking ship. And when they first came out, they were top. And then the whole McMahon thing, I think he was trying to sink WWE, and that's all.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like I said, I feel like the only reason that AEW rose to fame as it did is because WWE was sinking at the time. Because McMahon was just shit. Yeah.
Anyway, best feud, which I'm going to agree with this 100%. Best feud for last year, or this past year, because we're heading into, was the Drew McIntyre and CM Punk.
Oh, heck yeah.
See, I never understood it, though. Like, why? Like, yeah, it was cool, but at the same time, it was like, but why, though? Like,
Jealousy?
I still don't understand. Yeah, I don't know. That's just, Drew always just seems like such a, just, I don't know.
And I do have a couple things that are kind of out of order, but we'll kind of hash through them as I found out. Big E will be hosting a show on Netflix called WWE Classics, which I do we're not probably going to do a podcast of it unless it's kind of like something we really like or want to bring attention to. I don't know how it's going to work yet, but supposedly going to show like some of the old classic matches and talk about some of the older wrestlers, and so now there was some stuff that like I said, I wanted to bring up. There's talk of This is how they worded it. Okay, so pardon how this is worded, but there will be changes to Nia's belt. They're not saying if it's going to be modified, swapped, new design, or what.
What, Women's World
Yeah.
Heavyweight Championship?
Yeah.
Because
so I know here's
Liv
the thing.
has
They're going back to a whole nostalgia thing with the like Golden Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if we're going to go back to a Divas title. And I really don't want that.
Yeah.
I personally don't want a Divas title.
Yeah.
I think the women having a championship sounds way better. It puts them instead of again.
I know.
Instead of I'm cute and cuddly and
the
you
divas
should love me and think I'm cute and all about the sex appeal. It's elevating them to equal, like what we kind of said before.
Yeah,
an equal playing field.
If I really hope,
Exactly.
I really hope. I don't think they would go back to a Divas title because they've just announced, like, we just got a women's United States champion, a woman, like, we're in the process of getting a women's Intercontinental champion. I feel like taking it back to a Divas title just wouldn't make sense.
Like I said, I feel that's bringing the women back down, rather than elevating them. I think they've already elevated at least the title, like.
Yeah.
Name, scene.
Yeah,
whatever.
Brought them up to par, for lack of a better term.
Now this is something I really want to bring up because me and you, we might have even discussed it on one of them, have had this conversation, and there is talk, and it's going to happen, I guess, rumor-wise, but the rumors are like, these rumors people are saying are probably 75 to 90% guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Grace's contract is up January 19th. That is her last scheduled date in TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they do not have a no-compete clause. They can immediately go and sign with another company. So, that puts her in line to be at the Rumble. Granted, they will only have, like, I think they said, like, 2 weeks to hash out a contract. Hey, this is what we can offer, which the story is Jordan Grace, like Jade Cargill, will not touch NXT.
Yeah.
Jordan Grace will go instantly to the main roster.
Yeah. Fair enough.
She is, in TNA, she is a dominant force. And like I said, when I was watching TNA, like I said, now I don't even think Charter carries it on any of their programming. I would have to find some way to watch it. But she is a dominant force.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she has been their women's champ for a long time and has lost it, almost instantly got it back type stuff. Like, she is very, you've seen pictures of her. She is a very big, strong girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she could put Jade and Bianca right in their league.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. That makes sense. Just since, like, she doesn't even need to bother going through NXT, because, like you said, she'd immediately go all the way up.
And they did that with Jade, and I think Jordan Grace would definitely be on that same path, and so does a lot of people. Like, think Jordan Grace just instantly going to go to Raw or SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
And there's talk that it probably is going to be Raw, but some people are saying it's going to be SmackDown to elevate SmackDown, but some are saying because Raw is their flagship, premium, whatever, that's where she'll wind up. That's a 50-50, I think. Mm-hmm. But we're like 75 to 90% sure she's going to sign with WWE.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly.
So, the next thing, and they have discredited this rumor, but it bothers me that this was even a thought. Okay? Because who would be competing for it? They were talking about a tribal chief championship. Yes.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't make any sense.
And some of the community was like really, really upset about it. Like, we already have the Ulafala
Yeah.
that they're supposedly fighting for on January 6th. Why are we going to throw a belt in the middle of it? So now we have an Ulafala and we have a title belt. So what's the difference between the two? So I think from everything I'm kind of heard and reading and whatever, they're kind of going to keep the Ulafala.
I would hope so,
and make that basically you are the tribal chief of
nothing. It means nothing. Like it's just
there.
Like I'm sure that it probably has some significance, maybe from their culture or something. But
the Samoan culture, supposedly that is like what their like tribal chiefs wear.
Yeah, but in terms of like WWE, it means fuck all. We don't need a WWE title tied to that. They're fighting over it because it's something that's important to them and their families and whatnot. That's cool, whatever. But also, you guys are assholes anyway, so neither of you should have it anyway. My opinion, anyway.
Okay, now we're going to go into some of the rumors that are supposed to happen at Mania, Rumble, kind of the next up-and-coming pay-per-views. One match that's supposedly talked about, which WWE again is saying is not going to happen, but some people are wanting the match to happen. So, is it going to happen? What are your two opinions on it? Whatever. John Cena versus Tafari's buddy.
Oh, Logan Paul.
Mm-hmm.
I'd watch it.
But the thing that they're saying is, and this is my thing, it's going to be John Cena's last Mania.
Yeah. Actually,
and they don't want Logan Paul to be his last WrestleMania.
Yeah, no, I get that. That'd be lame.
It needs to be somebody maybe that has been there a while that he never did get to face, or maybe always had a rivalry with, and kind of never truly
squashed the beef. Yeah.
Now there is some talks that it will be John Cena versus Cody, which then again, here's the problem that people are having. Even I think I kind of have it. You have Cody, who right now is the top face of WWE.
Mm-hmm.
You have John Cena, who is, for most people, has always been the top face in WWE.
Yeah.
So where does the...
yeah, faces against faces doesn't usually work.
Ow, my ankle! Go turn off my alarm. Oh. I do that every week. I need to change my times, and I haven't done it yet, because we adjusted our times for
everything.
The streams and stuff.
Oh, while he's doing that, I gotta dump this out and grab my water.
But yeah, there is some other stuff coming that I'm gonna go ahead and run through.
Wow.
There's talk that it will be Cody, the one everybody thinks might actually happen, but again, it depends on one person. We had the tease for WrestleMania at the after WrestleMania type, a couple weeks after, with The Rock.
Cody versus The Rock?
If you remember correctly, he's like, "I'll see you soon," and he gave him a handshake and said, "There's something in there for you."
I didn't see that WrestleMania.
But then we have Cena versus Gunther, which I think would be fantastic.
Yeah, that would be a good match. Wow.
But you know what? On that note, give me a minute. Talk about one of your favorite matches or something, because I'm gonna take me a break real quick.
Okay, have fun.
In fact, I'm gonna go this direction.
Oh, you gotta go piss, huh?
Alrighty. So, who is you? Oh, I don't want to do that.
No, we don't want to
Hi,
drag that
Sea
off.
Skull.
That would suck.
Come here, buddy. Come here. We're gonna get you on the. We're gonna get you the cute factor.
Yeah, really.
So, who's your favorite superstar right now?
I don't really. My favorite ain't even on there anymore.
Who's that?
My all-time favorite would have had to been Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Fair enough. I was never around. I didn't. I was probably like
That
a
was
baby.
back in like, oh fuck, probably late to early 2000s.
Yeah, I was barely a thought at the time, so
Right.
I know of him obviously, but I never.
We'll ask Chris here.
Do what?
Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was back in like what, late 2000, early.
Well, he just came back year before last.
Well, when was he in like his prime?
Like when did he start? Is what I'm
Started?
getting at.
Well, technically, he started in WCW as Stunning Steve, which I think was like maybe early 90s.
Okay, well, I didn't watch it back then, but.
And then when he came to WWE, or WWF at the time.
Yep, it was
whatever.
WWF at the time.
Whatever. I still struggle with that sometimes, especially when they watch the old stuff.
Why did it change?
The
Please
numbers.
don't get me on that. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go down this road for a second. I am not against animals and wildlife and all that, but WWF World Wildlife Foundation sued WWF for the rights to WWF, and it turned this whole controversy thing, and I'm not even sure all the story behind it. I was young at the time when it happened.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't care to read a lot of it. But I had grown up always with WWF, so I paid more attention to WWF stuff. But anyway, okay, so back on our little subject here. We talked about John Cena versus Gunther, which I think would be a really good match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because win or lose, elevating Gunther, again, it's not even that I don't like John Cena. I know a lot of people like John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But I am part of a group that I think, when we've had this conversation before, I think he's a phenomenal person. He is a great human being. Everything he has done is A+++++++. You know?
But as a wrestler...
Flush him down the toilet. Because he ain't crap. Okay?
Fair fucks.
That's my opinion.
I was never a huge fan of him, one way or the other.
No.
So.
Like I said, I mean, when he was doing the whole Thugonomics, and I wish he would come back with Thugonomics, even as a face. Yeah. Even if it's couple nights here and there, you know, he could be a face, but come out there and talk some smack. You know, Come out there and do a little bit of rappy rap out there about, you know, Gunther. We'll use Gunther since that's it, you know. You think you're the ring general, blah, 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 you know.
I don't know if he's that cool anymore. Isn't he? How old is John Cena now?
He's up there.
Like
I mean, I'm
50,
not saying
60.
No, I don't think he's 60.
Like 50 probably.
How old is John Cena?
Hold on a sec. How old?
47.
So almost 50.
Yeah. So
still, do I think he's that cool? Yes. Again, like I said, I like John Cena. Was one of those people back when he was doing Thugonomics was like A+ on the mic.
Oh hell yeah.
I mean, granted, you might not have liked him, but you were entertained by him. Same
Yep.
thing with The Miz now. You might not have liked
Yep.
everything he had to say, but he kept you engaged with what he was saying.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
There is talk of Cody versus Orton, which I don't know. A lot of people are saying that this might happen. The only way I see that happening is if for some reason when Orton comes back, he somehow sides with Kevin Owens, which I don't see how that would connect.
Well, it could also be a case of like what he originally did with Kevin Owens, of, you know, they were best friends, yada yada. He gives him a title shot. Kevin didn't pull the trigger then, but maybe that's what he does with Orton. I don't know.
And now here's some of for the premiere some people are talking about, because you've kind of seen some of the Raw teases for the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've shown the little flashes of like individuals. Bailey is in that. Cody is in that. Roman is in that. So is Bailey, Cody, and Roman moving over to Raw? And then of course you got Becky in the teases too, which we're gonna get to Becky here in a few.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you move Cody Rhodes to Raw,
then you're gonna have to put Gunther on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you can't have both world titles.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I think it might just be for the premiere of Netflix on Raw. I feel like because like I said, they're treating it like a pay-per-view in a sense.
That's what it almost looks like.
So it's gonna be a Raw, but it's more gonna be a pay-per-view in the sense that you have people from every brand coming and fighting and yada yada yada. So
here's another thing that has kind of been talked about. And this kind of goes back to the... what?
What?
Oh. This kind of goes back to the...
spit it out.
The Tribal Chief match.
Oh.
That both of them end up on Raw. And because they are wrestling to see who is the Tribal Chief, that whoever bloodline falls has to fall in line with the winner of. Like, and then to form one cohesive bloodline.
That would be awful. Like, story-wise, wrestling-wise, it would be awful. I mean, you already had Roman Reigns. Like, whether Roman wins, Solo wins, whoever the hell wins.
They're both two sides of the same coin.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but not even that. You're just gonna have a repeat of what happened for 3 years before. Because now, I mean, before it was Roman Reigns, the Usos, and Sami Zayn, and they were already running the show for 3 fucking years.
Yep,
If now you add Solo, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu into the mix, it's just nobody. You'd have to get 8 other people to come and deal with that. Like I said, I mean, they're probably going to keep the bloodlines, at least for a little while, because it has been such a gigantic part of WWE, but I feel like it should just end with everyone in the bloodline saying, you know what, screw this, you guys suck, we don't need a tribal chief, we'll just be our own tribe, and they go off and they do their own things. Or maybe they're the bloodline, but they say, Roman, fuck you, Solo, fuck you, and they're their own thing. I don't know.
And if you've noticed lately, there's been a lot of switching back and forth between superstars, Raw to SmackDown, SmackDown to Raw. Could the draft be done?
Maybe. I feel like they usually make a big deal out of it, though.
They do, but here's where people are hanging up with the draft. How many times have we seen, like, let's use Roman Reigns in there, like, it'll come up, Roman Reigns to SmackDown. Roman Reigns is already on SmackDown. Why do we need to know he's on SmackDown?
Exactly.
If we're gonna do that, it needs to 100% be who's traded, not
I
who's
thought that's
stayed.
what they did.
It's not always who's traded. Sometimes they'll be like who's kept.
Oh yeah, that's stupid.
Yep, exactly.
And I think that the who's traded needs to be prime.
Oh yeah, I mean, who's kept is worthless. Like we don't need to know that. We'll just see them there. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, I'm gonna rehash something we already kind of hashed before, but we're gonna go back to it because it is getting a lot of people talking.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte attacked Jade.
But why? But why? She's not even back yet. Why would she
Could that
attack?
be the story?
I guess, but it wouldn't make any sense. Why would you go after half of the tag team champions and then not take out that doesn't make sense to me. I mean, they could probably make some way to make it make sense, but I feel like that doesn't make any sense. If she was going to go after anybody, it would be one of the women's champions or one of their lackeys or something, so that when she does come back, she'd have an easier time getting to the title. Because unless she's coming back with a tag team partner, which I do not see, is Charlotte Flair. She's not going to be a tag team partner with anybody. My humble ass opinion. What?
And like I said, Charlotte does good at it. I do like Charlotte. Okay? I don't know if like I said, I really would love to see her do a face. Because we've only ever seen her as like a heel.
Yeah.
Yep.
You'll see little glimpses of a face every once in a while.
Exactly.
I would love to see her do a face. I mean, Flair never really did a face either. Ric Flair.
Yeah, but I don't know. I like I said, I just don't think that would make sense for her.
Okay, and then because there's talk she might be on the 6th.
Yeah.
So keeping with the 6th, we're gonna go back to the Solo Roman match and the Ula Fala.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Rock interferes. Is one of the rumors. But there is debate on whose side. Whose side does he cost the match? Does he cost Roman? Does he cost Solo? I
feel like if he's gonna come back, he's gonna cost Roman, because right now they're the faces. Even though they shouldn't be. They're all a bunch of dickheads. But point being...
Knight Rider?
Knight Rider don't have a clue.
I agree. I think he's going to turn on Roman.
Well,
I just...
yeah. That
As
too.
much as I don't...
I just don't want him to get involved. I'm so tired of The Rock. Like, just... Bro, you're...
And there's a lot of talk that he might do a full year and announce his retirement on the 6th. There is some talk of that just to do the whole competing with John Cena thing, being the face and the heel, both of them having one more run. I feel like The Rock needs to be a separate entity.
Yeah, like if The
really.
Rock is gonna have his own retirement tour or whatever the hell, do it on
It
your
needs to
own.
be separate.
Yeah, don't.
Not to compete with somebody just to...
Yeah, just don't, like, I don't know.
And then there's a lot of talk that The Rock will face somebody at Mania.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Rhodey or Roman. Is it going to be Cody? Is it going to be Solo? Is it going to be, somebody completely different? Could it be even John Cena?
I really hope not. Because I feel like there's no satisfying way for that to end, especially if it's both of their retirement matches. Like, if you have Cena win, then all the Rock fans are going to be mad. If you have The Rock win, all the Cena fans are gonna be mad. And if you have it be like a tie or something, then nobody's gonna be like, "What the fuck is that?" That's
Yeah.
how you're gonna retire them. So I don't know. That'd be. I feel like I said, make it separate.
Okay. And then this is something that was posted on social media, and I kind of want to bring it up to you guys because this is just digging that New Day hole a little bit deeper. Kofi posted a picture of his family on Christmas. He had his mother scratched out of the picture and posted it. So, like I said, it's more that heel heat.
Why though? Why? Why? Like,
Because she turned her back on him.
I'm more asking.
Granted that
I'm more asking, like, why did they feel the need to go down this road with the New Day? Like, I get it in a sense because they've been the good guys, you know, the center of positivity for like 10 plus years. We want to do something different. But at the same time, it feels random and unnatural. Like, they're just suddenly jackasses to everybody for no reason. And it just sort of...
I don't think it was for no reason. What? You have something to say?
Not on this.
Oh. Okay. You're supposed to be paying attention to this. Anyway. I think that's a thing. That they had been, and I don't think it was, like, when they turned on Big E, I think that was, like, the whole shift. And I don't think it was, like, random. I think that was, like, what happened. I mean, it's what's been said.
Yeah.
So,
it just felt out of the blue, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. Like I've said, they've been the centers of positivity for 10 years, whatever. And now suddenly they hate Big E because he turned his back on them or whatever. It just feels, I don't know. It doesn't feel like the New Day, and I get that's what they're going for, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
Now here's one that I have an issue with, and I'm going to wait and read the last part in a minute, because it's kind of my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to make sure that I had what I thought about it. Becky Lynch's return is most likely happening the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
There is talk that she will have a new persona, no more the man, new music, new look, everything. It will be a completely washed down, or not washed down, but completely new Becky. Like, there is no more big time Bex, there is no more the man, it is a new persona.
Wow.
I guess, that's fair. I feel like, she was the man for, like, a good year or two, maybe more. So I feel like she's been gone for how long now?
Quite a while.
She probably just...
a couple months, at least. But
yeah, she probably just wants to come back and do something new with her career.
Mm.
Whether that's be a face, a heel, whatever persona she decides to go under.
I still think... Well, I'll wait. Go ahead. What do you got, Knight Rider?
I don't know, really. I mean, I think she's going to come back and actually be a lot better than what she was, but we'll see.
Here's my thing on it. And this is going to go... This is many, many times this has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple times. I'm going to use LA Knight as a prime example. We had the... I can't ever think... The Max thing where he came out like a model producer, uh, Max Dupree or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And what did the crowd cheer?
LA Knight.
Repeatedly. Here's my thing. You can shine Becky up real nice. You can make her all different. You could bring her out there in Hollywood wardrobes, dripping with diamonds, with big rocks on her fingers, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'm going way extreme. I'm not saying that that's even close to what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, come out there with the high heel. We're talking completely different. Make her blonde hair or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You can dress her up however you want. The people are still going to chant the man.
Yep, exactly.
And they're going to be forced to flip that back and give her back that persona. Because I think the fans are going to still do it. Which is going to pull them back. It's the same thing with the big time Becks.
Yeah.
The crowd was still cheering her. She was completely hating on the crowd. And the crowd still cheered. WWE was forced to go, all right, we're done.
Yep, exactly.
You're the man. Go back to do it. Mm-hmm. And
Fair
I
Fox.
really feel like she... And I don't know if I'm saying this exactly how it's up here, but they found a persona that I think the people were going to stick with.
Exactly.
Like the whole LA Knight thing, like Stone Cold. Mm-hmm. You can't bring Steve Austin back and be like, oh, this is the Butcher.
Yeah.
People are going to be like, no, hell no, that's Stone Cold, man. End of list, we done.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Like you hear the glass break. And
well,
all
I'm
that.
not saying even the glass. I'm talking a completely new persona. And it's happened countless times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is super hard to really give wrestlers a new gimmick when one has been like, I shouldn't say dominant, but really, really, really well received.
Yeah, I get you.
Yep, exactly.
And the man has definitely been Becky's
Yeah.
thing.
I guess we'll just have to see how it goes. You know, whatever she comes out as, and see how the crowd reacts. We're not going to know until it happens, so.
Another thing I want to bring up, supposedly there is some stuff going around that WWE has made comments on saying they want Punk to be a champ sooner rather than later.
Mm-hmm.
And the big debate has come, is it Cody or is it Gunther that he will face? Are they going to turn Punk heel, Cody heel, turn Gunther face? How's the whole thing going?
Here, okay, my honest opinion.
And is it even going to be the world title? I don't see Punk going after a minor title. My opinion. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. I mean, is there any title he hasn't gotten?
I am not 100% sure. I mean, I know he's gotten the world title a few times.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure if he's ever got anything else.
Here's my opinion. Personally, and you can disagree all you want, I don't think he could beat Gunther. Gunther is too dominant of a force.
I'm going to give you that. And the reason I say that, I love Punk. I think Punk has come back to WWE with a fresh, new, vibrant...
everything.
Yeah. Like a new outlook. And a lot of people have said that even in the locker rooms.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the reviews are coming back from the locker room. Like Punk is a breath of fresh air that they needed.
Yeah, but in terms of wrestling capability, he's not Gunther. He's not Cody Rhodes.
Well, you gotta figure he's
I
older too.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm getting at. Not like he's not in his prime anymore. So I feel like to have him go in there, like he barely survived his battles with Drew McIntyre. And I don't even know if Drew McIntyre is a great wrestler, but I don't even know if Drew McIntyre is on the same level as Gunther. Gunther is so unbelievably dominant in that ring. He's only been pinned twice. Once by Sammy, once by Cody Rhodes. So my personal opinion, I don't know if he could beat either of them.
I will give you that 100%, because like we said before, Gunther, you don't have to make him a super face, but he definitely. I want to see some kind of face turn for him. I think he would be really, really
and I
good.
feel like they're gonna have to do that if they're gonna pull the trigger on him fighting Logan Paul.
Yep.
That's another big, and it was on the.
I wouldn't. That's not even a rumor. Like, that's just gonna happen at some point.
I mean, it was on the Netflix thing, and I'm sorry, Gunther is not one to back down from somebody talking smack.
No, I mean, he literally said, "I'm gonna enjoy smacking the smirk off his stupid face," or something to that extent. Yeah. So
I mean, you can't have Gunther make some comment like that and just be like, "Oh, nope. I'm gonna let the little boy go over there and sit." No, yep. Gunther's gonna be like, "You want to start?"
Yeah.
Yep.
Smack the shit out of him.
So, we kind of talked about this last night. Raw supposedly will have commercials on Netflix because they have to extend
contracts,
some of the contracts out.
Yeah.
Now this is not WWE related, but it is something that a lot of people have been speculating. So I went ahead and I decided to throw it in here so we can kind of just go over it and not progress. Mm-hmm. We know that it's done and whatever. Where am I at? Dustin Rhodes, Cody's brother, has officially signed with AEW for a multi-year contract. He's like, I'm not going back to WWE. I am happy in AEW. I have no reason to go back. There's nothing there for me. And I know that's been a big, like, his contract's almost up. He's going to go join his brother. And I want to make sure we kind of hit that.
Fair enough.
That is something that he has already signed his deal. He signed it a couple days ago. Whatever. It's done.
Fair enough.
He says he's ending his career in AEW. When this contract's up, he's done.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
So, Flair, when she returns, they're saying she's going to be a super heel. Basically, I already knew that. I think we all kind of already knew. Yeah. We were kind of discussing. I would love to see her as a face. I've said that multiple times. But Flair, unfortunately, is fantastic at drawing heat.
Yeah.
She is great at it. Mm-hmm. It is one of the things that if there's anybody that can draw up heat, their last name is a Flair.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I mean,
they're good at it.
There was a reason that Ric Flair was called the dirtiest player in the game.
Yeah. It's just part of their nature.
So, I mean, there's also talk that John Cena is bringing back the spinner belt when he gets the title. You might not remember the spinner belt.
I don't think I do.
I'll have to show you some pictures. It basically was a title belt that the W would spin in the center.
Is that it?
Basically.
There's no like fancy match. It's just a spinning belt.
There's not a match for it. It was his championship belt.
Oh.
It was like when they got to kind of be a little more creative on their belts. John Cena did a whole spinner belt thing, like the whole like DJ type, because he was a rapper, you know.
Yeah, okay.
Thugonomics.
Okay.
Word life type thing. Yeah.
So it's just his, like, it doesn't mean anything. It's not like.
There's talk that when he gets the title, whenever it is, that it's going to be reintroduced for either that match or as he goes forward as champion, whenever he becomes champion.
Fair enough. That's kind of cool, I guess.
And supposedly there's going to be quite a few shows that are going to come up on Netflix when it debuts, when Raw gets on Netflix. There's also talk that Big E is going to retire on the Netflix show. officially from Ring, and then that's going to bring out the New Day.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly, there's going to be a whole, like, them threaten to attack him and whatever, and blah, blah, blah. And that's when Wade's supposed to kind of step and be like, guys, no. This is too far. You know, and then they attack Wade, and
It devolves into them coming back for one last match or whatever.
well, I don't think Big E's got one match left, at least right now.
Oh.
It could be a couple years down the line.
That sucks. But
there's talk for possibly John Cena versus Logan Paul at 41 WrestleMania.
yeah, we talked about that and said it would be stupid.
Yeah. So, Randy Orton is not set to appear on Netflix on the 6th. Whether it's later on down the line or whatever, he's not supposedly set to. But then again, we've heard that kind of stuff before. So, I mean, it's
You flip flop.
Contract
It
2020.
can happen either way.
okay. And they did announce supposedly that it was coming down the line that 2026 the Royal Rumble will go to 2 nights. Excuse me, and the 27th Money in the Bank will go to 2 nights in 2027.
Fair enough.
Here we gonna go back to kind of something we've kind of discussed. And if we're gonna go to the 2-night Raw, or not Raws, but 2-night
Pay-per-views.
with at least some of them, which, well, we'll go down this route first. There's talk of Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, Money in the Bank, and maybe Survivor Series going to 2 nights. So we'll get that kind of out of the way first. Here's my opinion on that. That sounds fantastic. To have some of the bigger ones.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need to make every pay-per-view a 2-night. I think that's going to stale the...
Yeah, just the big ones where...
Or at least 4, maybe 5
Yeah.
a year. That sounds to where it's 50-50.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. This is what I'm thinking. If we have a 2-night pay-per-view,
Mm-hmm.
and I think this is what a lot of people are kind of talking about, but I'm going to take it one step further. You can split up, especially like the Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, the Money in the Bank. Those can be split up to 2 nights to where the Women's Royal Rumble match is 1 night.
Yeah,
the Men's Royal Rumble match is 1 night.
Yeah, we were talking
You
about
have the Survivor Series where the women's match is 1 night. The men's match is 1 night. And they're not trying to find time, and more people can get...
Yeah, we were talking about that.
But here, I'm going to take it a little step further. And this is going to sound off, but follow me on this, okay? Kind of what I was thinking would be really great is 1 night. Saturday, Sunday, whatever, it doesn't matter. Not all the wrestling, but most of the wrestling is men. Maybe have 1 or 2 women matches in there. But the second night is the other way.
Yeah, I feel like that'll work.
To where it's majority the women. You have some of the... You could even make the or the main event of the women's night like the men's.
Yeah.
Main event. And then have the women on the men's. Like, this is...
Yeah.
You know, whatever. That way everybody's kind of got their own spotlight. But their Royal Rumble match, you know, is... Whether it needs to be the main event.
100%.
I truthfully think having it in the beginning and then, like, not necessarily the last, so the champ can come out there, or...
Yeah, the championship matches or whatever. It's like, well, that's not what we're here for. We're here, like,
exactly.
for the money, like, if we're here
I
for
think
the
it
money.
needs to be the last match of the night, and they've even talked about that, because they want them to have their moment.
Yeah.
The winner to have their moment, you know, the...
Yeah.
Pointing at the sign, the pose, the explosions, everything going off. And when you're taking that away and you're having two separate ones doing that, it's taking away from both.
Yeah, I
Rather
agree.
than taking away from one, you're actually taking away from both.
Yeah, I agree.
So to split up the Royal Rumble,
Yeah, the Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, all that. You know, I agree.
and we all know we're going to go down the Seth Punk thing.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the question I have for you. And I have my opinion. Who's the heel?
I don't think there is one really. I mean, it just like I said, it just seems like another.
Because I'm going to tell you what, everything I've seen, and that's something I want to bring up too. But I'll bring that up here after we're done with this conversation because it's a kind of really off the wall, something I kind of saw off social media people were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Seth and Punk supposedly do have some real beef between them. Like, they really do not like
Yeah,
each other.
I know. You talked about that before.
So some of the like house shows that they've done over the past couple days, Seth is getting a lot of heat. Like, a lot. Like, when his music coming up and they're doing the chant, people are typing CM Punk instead type thing, and it's starting to piss Seth off. At least during the house shows, they haven't really like expressed it on the main.
Yeah.
But I'm figuring it's gonna go to the main probably probably on Raw.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When it goes to Netflix for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how much left they have recorded for Raw. They might be back live this week. I'm not 100% sure. But we're going to assume that it's probably at least going to be this coming up week. But I would more think it would happen on Netflix.
Yeah.
You're going to get the crowd reacting more to Punk than Seth.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to be... Seth is a good heel. He's good in the face.
Oh yeah.
But he's a good heel too.
Oh yeah, he's great at both. I mean, he's done both phenomenally. So.
I mean, you generally hate Seth. You generally love Seth. It's this road that you're constantly...
I think that
Swerving
could
in and
honestly
out
be an
of.
interesting path for him to take. Like, not a heel, because I know there's been plenty of people who've done it. You know, not a face, not a heel, just walking that middle
I'm
road.
gonna tell you mine. One that was one of the greatest of all time at it, and that was Taker.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Taker walked that middle road from maybe not day one, but within like the first year or so, he had that road straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he would take on the heels, he would take on the faces, he would beat their ass, he would beat their ass.
Beautiful.
He was, I'm me. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
I have beef with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple.
And he walked that path, and few can do that.
Oh yeah. I feel like Seth could though, because especially since he's done both sides of that coin, I feel like he could walk that middle road really well. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Yep.
But
exactly.
on that little side tangent, I'm gonna take a small detour here. Something that was posted on social media. We all know how well everybody gets along out in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
There is video of, let me think, Bianca, Naomi, Michin dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And filming them is Shayna Baszler. There is photos of Shayna Baszler wearing Naomi's wig. So this goes back to what I'm saying. They generally don't hate each other backstage.
it's just a story.
Yep.
They are
Storyline.
like best friends, best buds,
Yep.
whatever, backstage. Granted, like I said, there is some that, I hate your guts. I think you're a prick. I think you're this, whatever. There is some of that. I'm not going to say there's not. But, in the same breath,
If they're just coworkers.
yeah. And they're just having fun. They're having a good old time.
Yeah, they're actors. Like I said, why do you think so many WWE superstars go to Hollywood? Because that's what they already do.
Now something that kind of I just recently found, it was on like my Google feed,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to bring it up. That's why it's kind of later in my stuff. I do have a bigger chunk that we're gonna go over, and it's gonna kind of be a rundown really quick. But I want to wait till he gets back in here. But the whole Cody KO story that's kind of unfolding.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's getting. Knight Rider, come here.
I'm a come.
I want your opinion on something.
Oh, God damn it.
You okay in there?
Don't hurry for me.
No, I'm having one of those nights again. Or I'm getting lightheaded, dizzy bullshit.
Well, sit down. Okay, with the whole Cody KO thing going on, we kind of discussed it a little bit earlier, but I'm going to re-bring it up because, like I said, I just found this like right before we went on.
Mm-hmm.
There is also now a rumor that is going on that with the KO push into Nick, into Cody, Nick no longer wants to be the GM. He wants a shot at Cody. Which he can wrestle. He has been a wrestler.
That would be pretty interesting. Who would take over as GM, though?
Are you ready for this one? There's already talk of who would take over. And it's somebody you kind of don't like. And it's going to be a heel. I'm going to say this. He'll know where I'm going. But there is even talk of it being like his catchphrase. Like, Teddy Long had holla holla when he came out. How about this? I'm afraid I got some bad news.
Barrett?
Yes.
Where the fuck
Because
is he
technically Barrett will not be under commentary anymore because Raw will technically go back to Cole and Pat.
Oh, I was thinking of Cesaro. He wouldn't be bad. I feel like he could do a pretty good job as a GM, honestly.
But he would definitely be a heel GM.
I mean, could he really be any worse than Adam Pearce?
Mr. Adam Pearce. And I agree with you, but Mr. Adam Pearce hater here. And I agree, like I said. We even brought it up going back. Nick Aldis was, as soon as the fight started backstage, Nick was like, nope! Not here, out there, now.
Yeah, and then
instead of Pierce going, oh, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, and just sicking security guards on them so then the security guards can get beat up. And like how he literally just let Seth get tsunami'd like 6 times in a row. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Okay, now we're gonna try to run through these. The first part we not blah, 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 if I can talk. The first part we might not be able to get through. Like, we can probably get through pretty quick, or we won't get through pretty quick. That's what I'm trying to say. The first part we might not get through pretty quick, but
come on,
we are going to try to get through these as fast, and then the others will just kind of run through. Now, WWE again is saying this is 100% fake. This is what I kept telling you yesterday I wanted to bring up, but I wanted to see your reaction. Supposedly by Royal Rumble, we have a new women's champion, a.k.a. Tiffy.
I mean, I could see that, but also I could not see that.
And at Rumble, it will be Nia versus Tiffany as the champion for the belt, which is kind of what you have said. And Tiffy will beat her. Basically saying Tiffy is the champ
Like I said, here's the thing. Royal Rumble's like what, a month away? Maybe a little bit more. Actually, it might not even be a month away. Roughly a month, I'll say, for the sake of it. I don't think Tiffy is nowhere near, like right now. Tiffany is nowhere near good enough to beat Nia Jax.
Here's the thing. I think a lot they're holding her back. And I'm not trying to defend her. I'm not trying to say anything. But in NXT, she was pretty good. I'm not going to say she was A+ or S tier. But she was definitely a good B.
Was she good enough to beat Nia Jax?
Okay, let's go down this road. I am not a Nia Jax fan.
I know.
I absolutely despise Nia Jax.
I know.
Granted, I'm a big guy. Okay? And I can throw my weight around, do what I need to do. But she is genuinely hurting people. That is on record of her actually hurting superstars because she is dangerous in that ring.
Yeah, I know.
So, do I think she can beat her fairly? In a wrestling match? Yes. Do I think that Nia could beat her easily? Yes. And the reason I say that is because Nia will hurt her. Mm-hmm. And I know Tiffy is a big girl. I'm not saying big, I'm saying like you can see the muscle and the tone in her, you know. Mm-hmm. She doesn't come off as the strongest, but she doesn't come off as weak.
Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
You know, she's not and I'm not saying any girl is weak that's in WWE, but she doesn't come off as like a Chelsea Green, or a Candice LeRae, or something that I don't think could pick somebody up if they needed to.
Yeah, I get you.
You know, we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier. There's rumor, again, supposedly WWE is saying it's 100% false. Gunther versus Punk at Rumble.
Oh, wow.
Interference, Seth, which would continue their whole rivalry.
Yeah.
I can see that happening, but I really hope it doesn't. Once again, me personally, this beef between Seth and CM Punk it's not entertaining. Like, it just feels unnecessary. And I know they have actual beef in real life.
But do we need it on camera?
Yeah, like, it just feels like it's more of just people hating on Punk because he's CM Punk. And I know that a lot of superstars don't like him because he just came back and whatever the fuck. But, like, it just feels unnecessary. In my opinion. Like, if you're, I don't know.
Okay. Now, this we're going to run through pretty quick, so pay attention. This is supposedly the lineup in the order they will come out. Okay? At Rumble. For the women. And we'll get into winners, runner-ups in a second. Becky Lynch as the number 1. Mm-hmm. Lyra Valkyrie, Kairi Sane. Chelsea Green, Raquel Rodriguez, B-Fab, Piper Niven, Zoe Starks, Io Sky, Julia, which I believe is NXT, Natalya, Selena Vega, Bianca Belair, Asuka, Sonya Deville, my girl, soon to be WWE bound, Jordynne Grace. Like I said, it's going to be close between her and Jade, man. Like, I like Jade, and I really like Jordynne Grace, so I hope they don't get in a whole rivalry, because it'll be one of those, I quit. I
give up.
I can't cheer for one or the other.
Yeah, I get you.
Jordynne Grace, Shayna Baszler, Naomi, Mickie James, Dakota Kai, Liv Morgan, Karma, which you will not remember Karma. You might remember Karma. She's a big black girl It used to be Awesome Kong.
Yep.
There's, I don't think she's coming back, but that's irrelevant. Ivy Niles, Mi Chin, Charlotte, Bailey, Candice LeRae, Jade, Blair Davenport, and Alexa Bliss.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it seems very normal to me. There's not a lot of surprises, which I kind of hope there's more surprises in there.
Yeah.
So,
Alexa Bliss in the Royal Rumble.
Remember that question you asked me like 2 nights ago, 3 nights ago?
I don't want to bring it up right now. Here's again where this is gonna fall apart, and I'm not saying in a bad way. If it's true, I should say, I don't like it. Because it goes back to the old story of what it is. Becky Lynch, runner-up. And the winner of the Royal Rumble is Charlotte.
Yeah, I can see that, honestly.
And again, like I said, it's not that I don't like Charlotte Flair. It's Charlotte has literally here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Here. And I hate it. Like I said, earn it. Which I understand Royal Rumble is earning it. But is it? I understand what I'm saying. It is earning it. You're going through all the superstars super fast, blah, 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 whatever. Mm-hmm. Okay? But is it really earning the title?
Well, she
or a shot at the title, I mean?
Well, I mean, it's Charlotte Flair, and especially if she comes back as a heel, that's just par for the course for her, so I see it.
Okay. Now, we're going to go through this one, not slow, but I'm gonna give a minute to pause here at the end. Okay.
Hi. Well, I gotta go take this goober out, so let's run through this.
Okay. Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Andrade, AJ Styles, Dominic Mysterio, Rey Mysterio, Trick Williams, Ludwig Kaiser, Jacob Fatu, Braun Strowman, The Miz, Kofi Kingston, Karrion Kross, John Cena, Braun Breaker, Chad Gable, Sheamus, Logan Paul, Finn Balor, LA Knight, Shinsuke, Carmelo, Jey Uso, Santo Escobar, Drew McIntyre, Jimmy Uso, Damian Priest, Solo Sikoa, Roman Reigns.
Okay. And who's supposed to be the winner of that one?
I'll give you a guess.
Oh, John Cena, obviously. Or is it?
But who's the runner-up? Here's the problem that I have. Somebody is going to insert their dominance and become 31.
I don't know what that means.
The Rock.
Like I said, I really hope they don't go down that path of...
That he is going to throw himself in at number 31 and John Cena's still going to beat him. But again, this all falls to how much of how much of The Rock are we going to get this year?
I feel like they don't need to do that. Like, also, 31 is stupid. That's not how that works. Like, so that wouldn't make sense anyway. But, of course, it's The Rock, so I guess he can just do whatever the fuck he wants. But...
well, he's the final boss.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Whatever the fuck that means. I'm not a Rock fan. But... I hope they don't go down that path. I mean, I see John Cena winning it, especially since it's his last, hurrah, retirement, whatever, but I hope it's not The Rock coming in at 31 and doing all that, because that'd just be stupid.
But like I said, supposedly this is all fake. But I did want to touch on it. Like I said, I would really love to see Tiffy have the title by then. By Mania. Whatever.
Like I said, if she can beat Nia Jax fairly, golden, beautiful. Go on your happy merry way. Be a champion for 35 years. I don't care. But if she can't, you gotta go back to the drawing board, lady.
But I think they're pushing that envelope so hard.
Oh, definitely. Like I said, she's gonna win the title. It's just a matter of how long she's gonna keep it.
But, alright. So, that is all the notes I had. And it took us about 2 hours, like I thought.
Yep.
So, which means I'm going to jump on about 8, probably. And play a little Warframe for the day.
Alrighty.
Probably go till 11-ish, like I normally do. Because I do got to grind out my Hex. I've got to grind out that one mission, some Skuldra or Tech Rot, whatever it is, I don't remember. But, is there anything else?
No,
Nope.
I think we covered it all. So
With some extra BS in there for an hour?
You know, our usual bullshit.
Well, I think we stay pretty close to on track.
Yeah, a little bit. But, you know, if you guys are watching here on Twitch, give us a follow. You know, go and watch our YouTube channel. Subscribe if you want to see any of the stuff we've done in the past. Join us on our Discord if you want to chat with us. But I think that's about it. Yep. See ya.
See ya.